from Mascoutah High School on a Friday night. We welcome you inside the MHS Gymnasium, the home of the Indians, as tonight the Waterloo Bulldogs make the 40-minute drive up north to Mascoutah to take on the Indians. Good evening, everybody. Welcome in. I'm Owen Dresser. Thank you for joining us. It's an MVC mega night tonight as the Indians and the Dogs face off, girls and boys, on the home floor of the Indians. It'll be girls up first as they're currently on the floor warming up, getting ready for what is sure to be a good double tilt in MVC basketball tonight. Glad you're with us. I mean, this is certainly looking to be, it's expected to be a fun and exciting game. The Bulldogs and the Indians, a couple of struggling teams in the Mississippi Valley Conference. Neither team really with a clear-cut, route to any kind of postseason glory, but there is still a lot to play for because the MVC, it is a rivalry. The Dogs and the Indians, it is a true rivalry and a true test anytime that these two teams meet, whether it be here in Mascoutah or in Waterloo. For the Indians, this is their first game in a couple of days, in about a week actually. They come in tonight. They have not played since, actually I take that back. They just played on Wednesday night. This is their third game this week. Played Monday night at Belleville East. They played Wednesday night in Marissa. They now play tonight here in Waterloo. And if you have followed us at all this year, you know the struggles, the toughness that the Indians have had to deal with here so far in the 2024-2025 season. It's been a struggle, it's been a battle, we all know it, and no one's denying that for sure, but certainly it has been a battle. The Indians looking for an opportunity to pick up a win against the conference rival Highland Bulldogs, and we'll talk a little bit more about Highland when we return, but the pregame show rolls on. Highland, we'll talk Waterloo when we come back.
New to Mascoutah but open since 1972, Joe's Pizza has plenty to offer. No matter what you're in the mood for, Joe's Pizza has a variety of options for you. Check out their handmade pizzas, pastas, subs, salads, and wings located at 215 East Main in Mascoutah. Along with their delicious food, Joe's has friendly workers, a clean and safe environment, and fast and efficient service. Don't just take our word for it, look at many reviews left by members of our own community. Available for delivery or carryout. Joe's Pizza, where every bite feels like home.
Back here in Mascoutah on a Friday night, Indians and the Bulldogs getting set to go. I will admit, I am not as prepared for this game as I would have liked to be. I'm going to be utterly transparent there. I didn't know if I was going to be calling how much of this game I would call. Mostly due to the fact that the Gateway Sports Venue was supposed to have their game day show prior to the boys game, and I was a guest on that show, and that game was going to overlap, so my plan had been run the recording, and there just wouldn't be any audio tonight, but you're going to get me. I'm a little underprepared because of that. I will, in the name of full transparency, ton. You'll find if you stick around later for the boys game, I've got a whole lot more prepared for that game. But hopefully, though, we can keep things moving along. Waterloo comes into tonight. Mentioned we're going to talk about them a little bit because obviously we're not as familiar with them. They come in tonight. They're 10-17, and they are on a losing streak. They have dropped 7 consecutive games, including only one of those games a conference matchup. That was against Triad on January 17th. But in that time, they lost 2 games in the Highland tournament last week. They lost to Columbia they lost to Columbia on Tuesday night. So it has been a tough night, a tough year for the Bulldogs. But as I mentioned at the top of the pregame, though, this is a rivalry game for these two teams. I mean, Waterloo and Mascoutah, it's maybe not the pedigree of a Mascoutah Triad, a Mascoutah Highland, but there is a rivalry there. You always want to win in those conference games, and so most certainly these two teams will look to do each other in tonight. Last time these two teams met was back on December the 13th. That was down in Waterloo. And it was a good basketball. It was a good game. It was a good basketball game, all things considered. When you look, it was a good game. All things considered, it was a good basketball game. Bulldogs took that one. It was a 6-point affair, 53-47. So by no means a blowout. It was a competitive game, and both these two teams hoping for another one of those tonight. Hoping for a good crowd here for both sides. Maybe see some excitement. Boys game should be a good one as well, but we'll talk more about that one a little bit later on. Waterloo does not feature a player. In fact, neither of these two teams feature a player averaging double-digit points per game. The Bulldogs are led by Sam Dwells, 8.6 points per game, and Kristen Smith, who is averaging 8.4 points per game. Those are their scoring leaders. The Indians are led, and I may just have realized that I may have just spoken out of both ends of my mouth there, because I think the Indians might actually have a player averaging more than a point per game. The Indians do. Harper Whitworth leads the Indians at 10.1 points per game. Coming in second, Riley Fazenbaker at 9.3 and Avery Bain at 6.9. Those are your scoring leaders for the Indians. So certainly something to keep in mind there. Bulldogs coming into tonight are averaging 41 points per game. They're being outscored on average by about 5 points a game or so. Indians averaging just 33, giving up about 47, so a differential there of about 14. So they haven't played a ton of close games. Haven't played in a whole lot of close games. The big problem for the Indians, we've talked about it this year, has been the turnover battle. They've really struggled in the turnover battle. We'll see how they fare tonight in that regard. See if they can pick things up in that game and maybe put together a winning victory tonight. Head coach Adea Moore looking for her first victory in the NVC, her first conference win. She has yet to do that in 2024-2025. So we will see if the Indians can come away with this one tonight. Again, I just want to apologize if I seem underprepared. Again, I was supposed to be a guest on the Gateway Sports Venue pregame show for the boys, and in light of full transparency, didn't know if I was going to call the girls' game or not. I had printed off a roster, and I had stats printed, but I didn't have any of my pregame notes made up. I didn't really have a ton to work off of. I figured I may jump in for some play-by-play for the second half or so. And so I do apologize for the lack of preparation on my end here. As clock's in the gym telling me that we're getting ready to tip off in just over 2 minutes, which means 1 minute. They usually sound the horn at about the 1 minute mark on the buzzer. So, 2 minutes means one. So, coming up on tip-off, that'll be a good time. But should be fun. It always is when you get the Bulldogs and the Tribe. Coming up on a minute 23, the Indians get in their huddle. They are in their huddle. They're about to head to the bench. The Bulldogs headed to the bench. And so that means that it is just about time for the anthem, for the lineups, and for everything in between. It's going to be a good one tonight in Mascoutah. The Bulldogs and the Indians. Well, thanks for joining us on the pregame. Tip-off is next. This has been a presentation of the Indian Sports Network pregame show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mascoutah High School, home of the Indians, and tonight's varsity basketball game between the Bulldogs of Waterloo and your Mascoutah Indians. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to stand for the presentation of the colors and for the national anthem. Presenting the colors of the MHS Junior ROTC, led by Cadet Elena Melvin, and under the direction of Chief Shipman. Tonight playing the national anthem will be the MHS Pep Band under the direction of Hal Scarborough. starting lineups. First of the visiting team, the Waterloo Bulldogs. A 5'9" senior, number 3.
She fill my mind up with ideas. I'm the highest in the room. Hope I make it out of here. She saw my eyes, she know I'm gone. I see some things that you might fear. I'm doing a show, I'll be back soon. That ain't what she wanna hear. Now I got it in my room. Legs wrapped around my beard.
And so the Indians and the Bulldogs getting set for basketball here tonight. It's going to be a good one. We're looking forward to it. Glad to have you with us as the Indians and the Dogs get set for this matchup here in Mascoutah tonight. Always a thriller when these two teams get ready. Now the Dogs come into this game again. They're 10-17. The Indians, we know about their struggles and how they've struggled. But you know they're motivated tonight. They want to beat Waterloo. They want to get a winning conference. If Daya Moore wants her first conference win as a Mascoutah head coach, this is a night that she wants to get it done. Let's take a look at our starting lineups here. So let's take a look at our starting lineups tonight. For the Bulldogs, it's going to be Paige Windhorst, Nicole Gum, Sam Jules, Aubrey Heck, and Mallory Thompson. The Indians trotting out a very familiar-looking starting five. Gigi Uppergirl will get the start. Riley Fazenbaker, Harper Whitworth, Avery Bain, and Emma Amon. So it's a very familiar look. So it's a very familiar look, tonight for the Indians as they go against the Dogs here in Mascoutah. Looking forward to a good one. Should be fun as it always is in the MVC. So, should be good tonight, hoping that this one can be as good as we are used to in the Valley. Always fun when these two teams match up. And let's take a look. And so here we go, the Dogs and the Indians. Avery Bain going to take tip for the Indians, as she always does. And it looks like she will go up against Mallory Thompson. And it's Indians basketball to begin the night. Fazenbaker has it. She'll get it out to Updergrove. Updergrove, Amon swings it. Fazenbaker in the corner. Going to go to the baseline. Trying to lay one up. It's deflected by Kristen Smith. So I apologize. I had an incorrect lineup for you. We're going to get a basket here by the Indians. I was incorrect. So your starting five for the Bulldogs: Kristen Smith, Nicole Gum, Sam Jules, Aubrey Heck, and Mallory Thompson. Harper Whitworth had an and one. She misses the free throw. 2-0 Indians coming out, and the Bulldogs on their first possession. Aubrey Heck up the floor with a point guard. Gives it away. Pass comes off for Nicole Gum out between the circles. Dishes it back. They look down low, trying to find Thompson. kicks it back out. 3-ball on the catch and shoot for Gum off the left side of the backboard. Kept alive by the Bulldogs. And then stripped by Riley Fazenbaker, and the Indians will bring it back from right to left. Indians trying to control the turnover margin. Up to Grove. Amon up top, swings it. Fazenbaker left side. 3-ball's going to get airballed and saved by Bain, but it goes into the hands of the Dogs. Left to right come the Bulldogs, moving across Heck. Over to Gum. Gum going to get it to Thompson. Thompson bounce passes it over for Gum. Gum gets it. Smith trying to drive in. Now a drive coming in from Jules. Kicks it back out beyond the 3-point line. A fake and a drive. And a foul called before the basket goes up. They'll put that on Chichi Updegrove.
Number 14, Chichi Updegrove on Mascoutah.
Baseline out of bounds. It'll be Mallory Thompson just to the left of the Waterloo of the Indian basket. Ball's knocked out of bounds on the inbound pass by Avery Bain. Bulldogs keep possession. 6:37 to go in the first quarter. Thompson trying to get it. Gets it inbounds. It goes off the hand of Smith. And Indians have it in front of their own bench, and they're going to get met with a press. A quick double team on Fazenbaker's got a baseball pass it over to Updegrove, who gets it across the timeline, finds Whitworth in the lane. Spinning around out for Updegrove. 3-ball from the left wing, airballed it. Bain with an offensive rebound. Her putback is missed. Whitworth gets that offensive rebound, then throws it away. Back the other way go the Bulldogs. Kristen Smith will go up and under, misses the shot, and Amon with a rebound underneath. Fazenbaker going to come back the other way with it, and the Indians trying to pick something up here offensively, leading 2-0 with 6 minutes to go. Updegrove's got to go right on her, gets it to Amon out right wing deep. Amon moves between the circles, moves it across. Pass from Fazenbaker right into the hands of Heck. Heck's going to go all the way, throw one up for the baseline, doesn't go. Smith gets the rebound, throws it out for the free throw line, jumper good. And that is Sam Jules, and we're tied at 2. Indians started over, going out of bounds with a pass out of bounds, moving back the other way. So turnovers early and often both teams here early in this game. Aubrey Heck going to move this one up the floor. Sends it across for Mallory Thompson. Thompson on the wing, kicks it over for Jules. Jules trying to drive, kicks it out. Kristen Smith misses off the side of the rim. Jules on the rebound, puts it up, contested, but able to make it. And the Bulldogs lead 4-2. Fazenbaker dishes it across. 5 minutes to play in the first. Here's Bain, finds Whitworth inside, back out Updegrove. Fazenbaker up top. Playing point guard, gets Amon on the right wing. Amon underneath for Bain. Bain, power dribble, goes up, draws the foul. She'll hit the line. Well, Avery Bain will go to the free throw line. She'll take 2 shots. Indians trailing 4-2 in the first quarter. 4:49 to play. Misses on her first one. Second free throw from Bain, buried. And a 4-3. So the Indians swing the point, swing the margin back to 1. Indians have had a tough time in the turnover game this year. They've bitten themselves a couple of times already tonight. Bulldogs trying to make something happen, and a travel by Nicole Gum. Gives the Indians the basketball back. Updegrove in front of the Indians bench, baseline on the bounds, gets it back after the inbound pass. Fate up the logo. Bain gonna get it to Amon. Amon back for Fazenbaker, who pivots and spins, trying to find Updegrove, and she does in the corner. Back out, Fazenbaker moves to the middle, now gets it. They look inside, over through Bain to Amon, And the Bulldogs have it back. Heck, outlets down the lane. Travel on Nicole Young. Couldn't keep her footing on the outlet, on the long outlet pass. Paige Lintors checks into the game for Waterloo. Sends off Gum. Uptergrove over to Amon. Amon gonna sprint up the court, runs into a double team, and we're gonna say that she ended up knocked out of bounds. Bulldog ball just to the left of the scorer's table. Up the floor, they kick it over to Lindhorst. Lindhorst for Smith. Smith goes up, floats it, didn't go. Back out, Jules, three-pointer off the window and no. Bame on the rebound for the Tribe. Uptergrove coming up the other way. Swings it across, gets it through some traffic. Vazenbaker with 2 on her on the wing. Uptergrove gets it now left wing. And she'll get called for a travel. Juliana Hart checks into the game for Uptergrove following the travel, and Bulldogs will have it up by 1, 3:32 to go in the first. Aubrey Heck at point guard. Finds a baseline drive from Kristen Smith, makes the basket, draws the foul. 3-point play possibility here for the Dogs. They're going to call that on Emma. Emma Amon. First foul for Amon. Schultz will head off the court. Kristen Smith will take her 1 free throw. She'll miss it off the back of the iron. Kristen Smith, typically a decent free throw shooter at 61%, missed there. Amon up to Vazenbaker. Vazenbaker looking inside, finds Bame. Bame gonna try and take it to the basket, and the ball gets loose on the floor. We're gonna have a jump ball, which favors the Bulldogs. Bulldogs will have it baseline out of bounds. Aubrey Hick gonna move this ball up across the timeline, moving down into the corner. And Emma, and we're gonna have a foul. They're gonna call it. They're gonna call that a foul on Kristen Smith, and a bit of a gift. Bit of a gift right there. Timeout taken here by the Indians. It's gonna be a 30-seconder, but it was. I don't know how great of an angle that our camera gave you on that at home, but certainly looked like that was a bit of a gift for the Indians right there. Nevertheless, it's a gift they will certainly welcome. So with 2:56 to go and leading 6-3. Bulldogs get it coming in and get in the basket is Kristen Smith. Indians turn it over on the inbound pass. Here's Amon down the sideline sprinting, knocked out of bounds in front of the scorer's table. Second time that's happened. That's the second time that's happened to Amon, who's been double covered trying to get up the sideline, and she's ended up taking a misstep out of bounds. Under just over 2.5 to play in the first. Mallory Thompson line to drive inside. Ball comes away. Picked up by Uptergrove. Trying to go the distance. She's going to draw a foul before she can get to the basket. They'll call that foul. on Paige Lindhorst. Indians can't get the ball in bounds. And so coming back, the Bulldogs have it. Mallory Thompson trying to bank one off the glass for three. It doesn't go. She gets the ball back, though, after the offensive rebound. Long pass here for Heck across the court. Ends up in the hands of Kristen Smith. Now they get it back for Thompson out high. Heck trying to drive, dishes out, catch and shoot for three. No, around the rim and out for Smith. And the Indians, Fazenbaker throws it into the hands of Thompson. It ends up rolling off her and out of bounds. So Indians get a break there, nearly turned it over, and instead they will keep it alive. Chichi after go baseline of the bounds, throws it off the backboard. She ended up throwing it off the backboard and out of bounds. So Bulldog ball. Heck driving into the corner, finds Thompson cutting. No foul call as she hits the deck. Bit of a gift for the Indians. Uptergrove gets to Bame. Bame pivoting on the right foot. Uptergrove over to Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker trying to drive. Looking, throws it away. Kristen Smith picks her off. Baseball pass from Heck to Thompson going up. No foul. Ricocheted off Whitworth. Ball stays alive for the Bulldogs in the corner. They still have possession. Kristen Smith kicks it over to Kate Lindhorst, who misses on the three. And now we're going to have a foul as the Indians try to turn it up the court. It'll be against Waterloo. And it'll be on Mallory Thompson. And that is the fifth foul for the Bulldogs. So in the first quarter of the game, the Indians will end up in bonus here, trailing by 5. 8-3 with 1:04 to go. First free throw from Fazenbaker, no good. Aubrey Heck gonna get it across, finds Bame. Now they kick it out for Lindhorst. Lindhorst trying to drive, finds it to Kate Lindhorst. Three-pointer is good for Kristen Smith, so it's 11-3. Kick this one out, they throw it into Heck. And Kristen Smith able to put that one in. 10-point basketball game. Backed away, Uptergrove keeps it alive as the Indians trying to get it over the timeline. Trailing by 9 here in the opening quarter. Fazenbaker can't get it. Heck coming up the floor, waning seconds of the first quarter. Basket good, and three-point good at the buzzer for Kristen Smith, who ends the quarter on a nice run for herself. The Bulldogs, after one, lead 16-4. This is the Indian Sports Network.
You don't need to compromise to lift for a great price. Just go to the gym. New Energy Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Work privately or sign up for one of the many available classes. So swipe your membership card and head right on in. And with an amazing atmosphere and community, you'll feel right at home. So for great prices, equipment, and everything else, head to 602 West Main Street. Apply now at newenergyfit.com or call 618-448-0331.
Chichi up to Grove, back to work. Inbound of the ball for the Indians coming out of the first quarter. Start of the second quarter. Indians trailing 16-4. Eamon looks into Whitworth. Whitworth gonna throw one up off the backboard, doesn't go. Good rebound there. Avery Bain put back good. A good start for the Indians here in quarter number 2. Bulldogs come out. Joel Gum gets it over to Heck. Heck trying to drive inside into the lane, kicks it back out. 3 ball from the corner is good. That's Jules. And the Dogs extend their lead. Fazenbaker gets it over to Amon. Amon, bounce pass over to Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker looks across Uptergrove. Uptergrove baseline, kicks it out. Fazenbaker swings it left wing, Amon. Amon for Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker to Uptergrove on the right wing. Uptergrove's gonna get an elbow from Kristen Smith. Or no, it's going to be Aubrey Heck away from the play, so not even connected to the play. And the Indians will take it baseline out of bounds. Fazenbaker underneath for Whitworth. Whitworth throws one, got that to go. Indians starting to put something together. The lead is cut in half. 6:39 to go in the second quarter. Thompson goes up, knocked away. Ball comes out. And there's going to be a foul called on the second basket shot. They'll put that one on Whitworth. And they'll send Kala Espenshede to the line to shoot 2, and she connects on her first. Espenshede, a 52.6 free throw shooter, so just over half of her free throws make it through the nylon. Puts them both through in this one. 6.5 to play here in the second. Ball comes through. Uptergrove trying to get it across. Fazenbaker throws it. Bame got it. Logo. Hart gets it. Baseline. Fouled. Going up. Jules gets the foul. They're going to call it a contact foul, not shooting. So Uptergrove will pass it out of bounds. Whitworth gets it. Fazenbaker out high. The Indians trail 21-8 with 6:13 to go in the second. Uptergrove trying to take it to the basket, gets trapped. Ends up throwing up a jumper off the backboard, doesn't go. The putback by Whitworth is there. And Harper Whitworth, give her 8 point, give her 7 of the night. 7 of the 10 for the Tribe. We're going to get a travel call here by the Bulldogs, and now Indians again on the baseline of bounds, moving right to left. Fazenbaker in trouble, nearly threw it away, no foul is called up. Bame able to get it back, they find Whitworth on the paint, spinning around, finds Fazenbaker. She tries to go to the lane, gets it, it goes off the brick of the iron, and we'll have a jump ball, which will go to the Bulldogs. Possession arrow favoring Waterloo there. And so they will have it moving from left to right. Up the floor comes Waterloo. Handoff. Thompson down the floor finds Smith. Smith taking it to the lane. Left-handed layup is perfect. And the Bulldogs continue to add on. 13-point advantage with 5 minutes to play in quarter two. Here's Bain. Catch and shoot three from Fazenbaker. And it doesn't go. The rebound belongs to Kala Espenshede. Up the floor come the Bulldogs. Transition three is airballed. And the offensive rebound belonging to Joyce. Putback no good. But a foul called on the putback. She'll go to the line to shoot. They'll put that foul on Juliana Hart. Espenshede at the line here for the Bulldogs. And she misses after hitting the back of the iron and it bouncing around. 4:49 to go. We're in the second. Second free throw, no good. Avery Bain gets the rebound and the Indians moving up the floor. Bain at the logo, moves to her right. Gets it to Hart, back to Bain, lost the handle and now the other way. They find Espenshede going up, blocked by Fazenbaker. Nice work there defensively. Updegrove vents it, Fazenbaker brings it back up the floor. Doesn't have anywhere to go, finds Whitworth underneath, throws this one up off the window for Whitworth. And Harper Whitworth keeps it going. Give her 8 points. Linthorst kicks it out. Kristen Smith, three-pointer. That's good. Kristen Smith, a force so far tonight. 15 here in the first half. Indians once again with pressure in their faces. Bame, Whitworth in the middle. Ball is stripped away. Foul is called as Paige Linthorst was trying to strip Whitworth to the ball. They'll put that foul on Whitworth. Bulldogs will have it out. Will have it baseline out of bounds under their own basket with 3:45 to play. Indians are going to move up the floor here with this ball. Or excuse me, the Bulldogs moving across. Aubrey Heck. Heck moving across. Now looks down low. Baseline. Gives it over to Espenshede. Finds Heck. Goes across court. Kicks it over to Linthorst. Linthorst into the lane. Throws this one up off the glass. Good. And the lead is 16. We'll have a timeout taken by the Indians. Full timeout. We'll step aside. The Indians trail the Bulldogs 28-12. This is the Indian Sports Network.
Joe, feeling tired after work and need an afternoon pick-me-up? Scoot on around to Scooter's Coffee to satisfy your caffeine needs. Scooter's Coffee, located across the street from Mascoutah High School, is serving up hot, fresh coffee, cold, refreshing drinks, and a variety of foods such as breakfast burritos and muffins. Scooter's is open Monday to Friday from 5:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on the weekends from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Scoot on around today.
Coming out of the break, the Indians trying to get something going. 3:08 to play. Fazenbaker gets it underneath. Avery Youngwalter just came into the game. Guesses on her shot, but draws a foul.
Number 3,
They'll put that one on Kristen Smith.
13 foul. Number 28, young Walter shooting 2 for Mascoutah.
Young Walter misses on the first free throw. Second free throw, no good as well. So the Bulldogs pick up the rebound. Aubrey Heck coming up the floor, gets underneath, and Paige Lintorst misses on the shot, but draws a foul. So the Indians will have that foul, that one on young Walter. Fourth foul of the quarter for the Indians, so the Bulldogs will find themselves with a bonus possibility. First free throw missed by Lintorst, who is only 5 out of 20 coming into the night in terms of free throw percentage. So she has struggled with a charity stripe this year. Second free throw is good though. Chi-Chi Uptergrove gets it baseline in, right back to her from Fazenbaker, and then Uptergrove's pass goes off the hands of Kristen Smith and out of bounds, and it will stay with the Tribe. Uptergrove looking to inbound, gets it to Fazenbaker, who breaks to the left, gets it to Whitworth, Whitworth to Amon. Amon goes up with the ball, coming down to the block, no good. And the loose scramble rebound goes to the Bulldogs, and then a foul and a pass. And the Indians will have committed their fifth foul. And down to the free throw line go the Bulldogs.
Shooting 2 for Waterloo. Number 3,
First free throw misses off the back of the iron for Smith. Second foul, no good. So down the floor, the Indians, not as heavy of a press break here this time. Fazenbaker. Dame down in the corner now on the baseline, trying to fight her way. Throws it off of Gum, and it goes out of bounds. Indians will have Whitworth take it out here. 2:23 to go. Dave down to the corner. Now we'll get it Fazenbaker out top. Cross to Uptergrove over to Amon. Amon, Uptergrove in the corner. Trying to find it, gets back out to Amon. Amon gonna take the dribble, moving to the left. Gets it, throws it into traffic, kept alive by Fazenbaker, throws it away. Paige Lintorst trying to break, then had to control herself. And then she'll get it back for a jumper and bury the basket from just inside the arc. Under 2 minutes to go. Ball is bouncing near the sideline. It goes out of bounds. No, a foul. I don't know who they're going to call this foul on. Two girls ended up on the floor. I think it's going to go... Yeah, it's going to be on the Indians. Paige Lintorst will go to the free throw line. They'll put the foul on Amon. Third foul already on Emma Amon here in the third quarter. First free throw is missed by Lintorst. Second free throw, no good. Trapper in the corner, timeout taken by Waterloo as the Dogs got trapped in the timeout. 30-second timeout going to get taken by Waterloo. And I'll just be the first here to say it, but the Bulldogs really, excuse me, I lost my train of thought for a second there. The officials tonight are really enjoying blowing their whistles. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and unapologetically state that, because it really is. It's a statement of fact at this point that they're really enjoying blowing their whistles. Bulldogs will have it baseline out of bounds. They get it inside off the hands of Nicole Gum, but she's able to keep it alive. Paige Lindhorst drives, kicks it back out. It's Kristen Smith, or it's Gum again. She'll draw a foul. That's on Bain. And Nicole Gum gonna go back to the free throw line. First free throw doesn't go. Second free throw, though, is good for the Dogs, and their lead is 20 points. Juliana Hart gonna get it up to Uptergrove. Uptergrove moving across the court, gets it to Faison Baker. Faison Baker finds Hart. Hart gonna get it to Faison Baker. Faison Baker will draw a foul. No shot. Fouls on Kara Espenshede. Indians get it to Whitworth coming in, and then Whitworth is fouled. Going up. Didn't catch who that foul was on, but Whitworth will shoot the free throws and make the first. Second free throw is short. Rebounded by the Dogs. Coming up on a minute to play in the opening quarter. Ball coming up down the floor. Smith trying to get through. Doesn't go. Ball gets loose. Knocked out of bounds. It was knocked out by Espenshede. Uptergrove gets it to Faison Baker coming in. Throws it into the hands of the Bulldogs. Espenshede has it. Throws it out. Picked up. And we're going to have another whistle blow. .53 seconds to go. Uptergrove has it down to the corner. Has it knocked away from behind. Paige Lindhorst is going to give it up. Three-pointer coming, not going to go. And we'll have a jump ball as the ball comes down. That'll go to the Indians. Indians will keep possession of the ball. They'll take it baseline out of bounds. Faison Baker inbound. Press break in effect for the Tribe. Hart on the right side will get it for Faison Baker. Throws it past Uptergrove, who can't quite keep it in bounds, and it goes back the other way. 34.5 seconds to play. Aubrey Heck bringing it up the floor, just going to dribble this thing out. Bulldogs just going to take content to just take this thing to the half, leading by 19. They're just playing catch, trying to wind this clock down. 12 seconds now. Heck down the floor, coming up on it, and jump ball, which will favor the Indians. Or excuse me, it's going to favor the Bulldogs. 5.5 seconds to go here in the half. So the Bulldogs just got to get it in bounds, and if you're the Indians, you might as well just let them get it. They take it. 1 second left. Ball gets thrown up. No good. And we're going to have a foul blown to the whistle. They're going to call that foul on Avery Bame. And they will put Caitlin Torres to the line to shoot with no time on the clock. First free throw, no good. Second free throw is good. So that'll take us to the half of a 20-point difference at the half. Bulldogs lead the Indians. This is the Indian Sports Network. We start quarter number 3 as the Indians have possession of the basketball. Welcome back in, everybody. Owen Dressler with you. Glad to have you along as the Indians trail by 20 to begin the second half. Emma Amon will throw up a basket that doesn't want to go. A shot that doesn't want to go, excuse me. Bulldogs get the rebound. Aubrey Heck, baseball pass underneath, finds Sam Jules. Her basket doesn't go, and we're going to get a We're going to have a jump ball coming out. It's going to stay with Waterloo after the initial switch of possession. So Waterloo will get it with the possession arrow. Indians, though, pick off the inbound pass. Riley Fazenbaker going to go all the way as Updegrove found her on a transition. And the Indians finally get something done in transition. They have struggled on that tonight. Up the floor come the Bulldogs. They kick this one out. Three-pointer for Kristen Smith. And Kristen Smith buries that one. So it's 36-15. The Indians trail the Bulldogs. Coming up the floor, Fazenbaker gets it to Updegrove. Updegrove looking around, finds Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker with a one dribble over to Amon. Amon looks inside. Avery Bame. Bame got it with a big bounce pass to Fazenbaker. Fakes, trying to drive in. Into traffic, trying to find Bame. Ball's free. Updegrove grabs it and moves over to the left side. Back over to Updegrove. Pulls it back a little bit. Plays catch with Fazenbaker. And now Updegrove moving toward the corner. Gets the girl in on her. We're going to have a foul. Or no, excuse me, we're going to have a jump. They'll call it a jump ball. And it's the Indians. Amon out to Fazenbaker. Interesting motion by the ref for a jump. That's going to be Updegrove who misses the basket from the wing. Down the floor, they find Jules down on the block. She puts it in, and the Bulldogs lead 38-15. 6:05 to go here in the third. Indians trying to get it across the timeline. Running out of time. Now they do. Fazenbaker has it in the left wing. Gets it to Bame down to the block. Can't get the layup. Bame gets it back, though, and puts up and gets the putback on the offensive rebound. Nice work being tough inside. Tribe coming back across the timeline to the other direction. They go underneath, and it is Mallory Thompson that time with the underneath cut that puts the Indians ahead by 23. Updegrove turns it over, trying to find Fazenbaker off the inbound. We're going to get a foul called as Thompson trying to drive to the basket. Indians get that foul called against them. They'll go a 4 wide here. Ball goes underneath, and the missed basket by Mallory Thompson underneath. Indians coming back the other direction. Fazenbaker trying to go underneath, throws up a floater, and it's left short. Heck gets the rebound for the Bulldogs, moving back the other way. Heck bounce passes it left wing. Now the Bulldogs moving back between the circles. Goes across out high. Into the paint goes Heck. Throws one up off the window and it falls. 42-17 the score. Amon gets it out. Fazenbaker looking around, trying to find somewhere to go. Puts a couple of defenders, takes it all the way, and finally Fazenbaker with a nice couple of moves through the lane. Fazenbaker on the night has 5. Aubrey Heck trying to get down. Baseline throws up a prayer. Fazenbaker grabs the rebound after a tip. And she's going to just try and do it all herself. This time, though, a little too strong on the layup. And it does not go. Bulldogs moving it back. Baseball pass down the floor. Tipped and picked off by the Indians. Updegrove up the floor. Fazenbaker Has it knocked away, but Amon's there to keep it alive. Fazenbaker's going to go downtown, and Riley Fazenbaker knocks down the three. 20-point advantage for the Bulldogs. 3:50 to go here in the third. Clock winding down. Aubrey Heck going to go between the circles. Hank gives this ball up, and now the ball knocked free. Whitworth has it get knocked out of bounds. It'll be out of bounds on Kristen Smith. Indians are going to take a timeout. So we're going to take a break. The Indians trailing by 20. This is the Indian Sports Network. Indians to go to work on defense coming out of the timeout. 20-point lead for the Bulldogs. 3:40 to play here in the third. Ball is set up. Aubrey Heck going to throw it to the corner with a no-look pass. Doesn't go, and the rebound belongs to the Indians and Bame. Fazenbaker with speed down the other end of the floor, trying to go her way through. Step back at the free throw line. Left it short off the front of the rim. Whitworth back out to Fazenbaker. Downtown three, and Riley Fazenbaker connects from three. Bulldogs, though, going to go in transition. The basket is missed. It goes to the lanes of Fazenbaker leaping. Ball is stripped for free, and it's kept alive by the Bulldogs. Crazy turn of events. Moving with the basketball, the Bulldogs. Eston Smith kicks it out. Aubrey Heck from three. Got it. Big time three there. Aubrey Heck gets a 20-point lead. 2:51 to play. We're in the third quarter. Ball coming free. Juliana Hart throwing it back over to Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker moving now to her left. Coming up over the timeline. Looks inside. Ball gets knocked and stripped from Young Walter. And up the floor come the Dogs. Moving to the left, it is going to be Mallory Thompson from the corner off the back of the rim. Doesn't go, and Whitworth is going to get fouled trying to dive after the loose ball. Or they're going to say Whitworth is guilty of the foul. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but regardless, no foul was called toward the scorer's table, but they said something, and they're just going to call it out of bounds, I guess. Ball comes loose. The ref had his hand in the air like he wanted to call a foul. Mallory Thompson will draw a foul as she moves across. They'll put that one on Avery Bame. Second of the night for Bame. Second of the quarter for the Tribe. Bulldogs looking, trying to find somewhere to go. Ball gets knocked out of bounds on the inbound pass. Or excuse me, we're going to have a foul called. Can't tell what this ref crew, this officiating crew is making. Their hand signals have been a little confusing tonight. But that was called on a foul. Heck throws this ball up, doesn't go for the free throw line, and the Indians come away with a rebound. Avery Bame had it. Here's Fazenbaker throwing it across. Bame gonna catch and shoot it, and she puts it in, barely touching the net. Aubrey Heck just moving slowly here across. 90 seconds to play in the third. Bulldogs are just kind of sitting out there. Caitlin Torres we're going to get a timeout here by the Dogs. It is a full timeout. 1:13 to play. We're in the second. The Indians and the Bulldogs leading. The Indians and the Bulldogs leading 45-27.
Do you find yourself not wanting to cook tonight? Well, lucky for you, Mascoutah offers so many good food options such as Spuds. Spuds is a locally owned restaurant that serves the biggest and best baked potatoes that you will ever try. They also serve a variety of paninis, salads, soups, and so much more. Spuds is located in downtown Mascoutah, and they are open Monday through Friday from 10:30 to 8 p.m., Saturday 11 to 8, and Sunday 11 to 2. So the next time you're craving a potato, make sure you come down to Spuds.
.113 to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs with a big lead over the Indians right now. Ball gets foot three. Fazenbaker brings the ball up over the timeline, has it out on the logo, gets it to Uptergrove. Uptergrove moving now, finds it. Sydney Kimball just checking into the game, goes through her hands. And back goes Mascoutah, and back gets the Bulldogs. Caitlin Torres to inbound it to Aubrey Heck. 60 seconds to go, quarter three. Lindhorst kicks it back out. It's Paige Lindhorst. Here's a three-pointer. That is good for Mallory Thompson. 21-point lead for the Bulldogs. And now we're going to have a ball go out of bounds here in front of the Waterloo bench. Sydney Kimball inbound it. Just inside the bench. Kimball gets it to Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker coming up over the timeline. Fazenbaker throws it away, and the ref has to make the catch down the baseline. 31.9 seconds to play in the third. Up the floor, Aubrey Heck coming. They look underneath, they throw this one up. That is good from Smith.
It's good for Christian Smith.
Bulldogs just need 7 more points, but they're not going to get it. Down the floor, Chi-Chi Uptergrove's going to foul Mallory Thompson moving back.
Number 14, Chi-Chi Uptergrove called for the foul, her third.
Third of the night for Uptergrove. Juliana Hart's going to check in for Sydney Kimball. Emma Amon will check into the game as well. Uptergrove will hit the bench. 13.8 seconds to go. They'll bounce pass it in. Emma Amon able to get it with some good defense in the corner. Clock under 10 seconds now as we wrap up here in the third. Fazenbaker to Amon. Amon at the buzzer. The third knocks it down. And that's a fun way to end the third. Emma Amon knocks down the three to end the third. A buzzer beater. We're going to move to the fourth. And the Bulldogs ahead by 20, 50-30.
We all know you have spirit, but how do you show it? How do you really let them know? What you need is spirit wear. What you need is Warrior logo wear. Your one-stop shop for everything Mascoutah related. And if they don't have it, they can make it. So come down to 12 East Main Street.
Ready to start the fourth. The Indians leading. Or the Indians trailing 50-30. Amon hitting the three-pointer at the end of the fourth. Bulldogs have it coming out of the break, but it's stolen away by the Indians. And then they turn it back over, moving the other direction. Aubrey Heck gonna move it across over the timeline, pulling it back into the backcourt. The lead is 20. Heck directing traffic with the right hand, dribbling with her left, and then throws it over the head of everybody, it looked like. And out of bounds, and the Indians take it back. 7:32 to play. Not quite a big enough lead for the running clock. They about needed 10 points in either direction. Ball coming back the other way. Moving with it, Dame. Sends it across court. Hart was going to go for three. Got deflected. Whitworth, though, grabs it and puts it up. And the Indians are down 18. 7:07 to play, fourth quarter. Heck bringing it up. Trying to get it across the timeline, and she does. And then is knocked from behind by Amon, who will pick up her fourth foul.
35, guilty of the foul. That's her fourth, team first. Substitutions checking in number 10, Sam Jones for the Bulldogs. Going in for the Indians, number 11, Amari Kimbrough.
Amari Kimbrough checks in to the game for the Indians. Bulldogs have it baseline out of bounds. They get it back out. Heck's going to have it left side. Heck moving to the left, down to get down into the corner. Hands the ball off, Mallory Thompson, and we're going to have a foul on the offense. They're going to call that on Sam Jules. Indians will have it sideline out of bounds in front of the Waterloo bench. Don't forget, coming up a little bit after 7:30, probably a little bit later than that, just because of the nature of how things work when you have doubleheaders like this, as this ball goes out of bounds. Boys basketball, Indians, Bulldogs, NDC rivalry coming up a little bit after 7:30 right here on the Indians Sports Network, immediately following pregame to immediately follow our game. Here's Juliana Hart, a three from the corner, that's short off the rim. Bulldogs get the rebound and move it back the other way. Up the floor it goes. They get it underneath. Here is Kristen Smith, looking, takes it to the elbow. Now Heck into the lane, floats one up, too strong off the glass. Emma Amon on the rebound for the Tribe. Basenbaker gonna bring it back the other way, trying to get a little fancy dribbling to the logo, finds Amon. Amon underneath, throws it away. Aubrey Heck picks it off. Up the floor, they find Thompson, wide open, transition, bucket for the Dogs, and the lead back to 20. 5:51 to go in the fourth. Indians trying to get it across the timeline, finally do it, Amon. Amon bounce passes it across for Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker looks to Bame, corner three, doesn't go. It went off the rebound, it went off the rim. They get it out to Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker for three. Bounces, doesn't go. And we're going to get a foul called here on Aubrey Heck. Third on third on Heck of the night. Second of the quarter for the Dogs. Couple of subs here for the Tribe. They'll put Emma Amon back on the floor. Excuse me, they'll put Kimbrough back on the floor. And the ball's going to get overthrown, and now it's picked up and in goes Nicole Gum. 54-32, 5:21 to play. About kind of a half press here for the Bulldogs, a 3/4 court press. Indians get it down to Fame, who's fouled trying to go up to the basket. She'll go to the line for 2. Third foul for the Bulldogs here in the fourth quarter. 5:10 to play. Indians trailing 54-32. First free throw is good for Bame. Here's the second for Bame. That one good as well. So back to that 20-point lead. Coming up the other way, here come the Dogs. Throwing it across, it is Lindhorst. Lindhorst moves down, throws it over for Gum. Kristen Smith over to Mallory Thompson at the free throw line, kicks it back out. Kristen Smith under 5 to play here in the fourth. Ball drive inside, doesn't go. Foul called. They'll call that on Whitworth. Fourth foul of the night for Whitworth, so both Emma Amon and Harper Whitworth for foul trouble. Adea Moore is basically I think Adea Moore is going to let them foul out if they have to. First free throw is good for Kristen Smith. 4:43 to play. We're in the fourth quarter. Second free throw good as well. And by the way, and in case you were with us the other night when the Indians took on Edwardsville, and Jada McCoot did not play in that game, as we're going to have a foul called here on the Bulldogs. Indians will keep possession. That'll be on 5. That is Nicole Gum. But Jada McCoot will play tonight for the Indians. All gets thrown in. And another foul is called. This time it'll be on the Indians all offensively. This one on Bame. Oh no, it. So it's on Avery Bame. Couldn't look, they were questioning if it was Whitworth or Bame they called the foul on, because if it was Whitworth, she'd be out of the game. Into the lane goes Paige Lindhorst, lost it. Bame gonna get it to Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker finds Bame underneath. Nice work there by Avery Bame. And the Indians able to do it. Bulldogs are gonna take a timeout. This will be a quick 30-seconder here for the Dogs. It's a 20-point lead for the Bulldogs, 56-36. 4:04 to play, but right now the anticipation in the building is all coming out for what's going to happen in the boys' game. That is what the anticipation is building up for in this building tonight. Up the floor come the Bulldogs. 22 seconds. 20 Aubrey Hack. Mallory Thompson is trapped in the corner. Finds Hack out near the logo. Gets it back over to Thompson. 3:45 to play, fourth quarter. Thompson trying to drive inside, and we're going to have a whistle blown.
Number 25, Avery Bain, that's her fifth personal.
And,
Fourth team foul.
and Avery Bame is called for the foul. She has fouled out. So Avery Bame out for the night. She'll finish her night with 11 points. One of 3 Indians with 11 tonight. Baker and Whitworth as well. Only other Indian to score tonight is Emma Amon. Aubrey Heck moving the ball across, and she'll take it to the basket herself. Heck gonna bring it up the floor, or Amon bringing it up the floor after Heck made the basket. Baker over to Amon. Amon to the corner for Hart. Swinging it around. Baker into the lane, goes up, and a blocking foul is called. No shot, they say. Doesn't matter. Puts the Indians are in the bonus now anyway.
Number 23, Mallory Thompson, the Bulldogs.
Foul is on Mallory Thompson. Third of the night for her. Baker at the line. The Indians down by 22. 3 minutes and a second to go. First free throw is good. Avery Stogner checks in. Sydney Kimmel does as well. Katie Lindhorst checks into the game for the Dogs. Baker's second free throw is good. So the lead back to 20. We're under 3 minutes to go in the fourth. Bulldogs down to the corner, have it. Mallory Thompson looks underneath. Ball is loose down low and on the floor with it and traveling as she moved across the floor with the ball in her hands is Nicole Gum. Kala Espenschied comes into the game, replaces Mallory Thompson, who exits with 7 points. Espenschied coming in with 2 points. Avery Stogner throws it over to Baker. Emma Amon will have it get knocked out of bounds. .233 to go in the fourth. Baker between the circles, now pulls it back out beyond the arc. Throws it across for Amon. Amon, baseline, drive, floater, no go. Ball is knocked around and the Bulldogs come up with it after a pinball. And ending up with it will be Aubrey Eck and the Bulldogs moving up the floor. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the fourth. We're going to have a whistle blown. And I think that was just a substitution whistle because the Bulldogs are starting to do it. Indians are going full hard. Indians are going to go full subs here. Sydney Kimmel, Juliana Hart, Avery Youngwalter, Avery Stogner, and Amari Kimbrough. Bulldogs go full switch as well for the final 2 minutes. Lindhorst gets it out for Catherine Otten. Otten back to Kate Lindhorst. Lindhorst sends it across for Jessica Richter. Richter over to Otten. Otten looking to set things up, throws it back out. Richter now going to dribble in. Otten. Ball is loose, picked away by Stogner. Now Hart going to take it herself down the floor to the baseline, throws it up. No, the foul is called. So Juliana Hart will go to the free throw line. They're going to put the foul on Lindhorst with 1:35 to go here in the fourth quarter. First free throw is good for Hart. 58-39, fourth quarter, 1:35 to play. Second free throw here for Hart. She makes that one. So the Indians have cut it down to 18 with a minute and a half. Indians coming up the floor. It is Nicole Gum. Gives it over to Kenley Miller. Miller over to Otten. Otten to the corner for Gum. Gum kicks it. Deep shot. Good. That is Jessica Richter. 61-40 with a minute 11 to go. Hart will throw up a three. Couldn't quite bank it in. Young Walter got the rebound and is fouled in a putback. So Young Walter out for a three. Going to be a late start to the boys' game. Again, we'll have the pregame show coming up just about immediately after this game. First free throw, no good from Young Walter. Young Walter, second free throw is going to go. 20-point game with a minute 3 seconds to go. Down the floor come the Bulldogs. This one up, no good. Ball's loose and scrambled for Juliana Hart. Going to come up with it under a minute. Hart over to Kimbrough, back to Hart, and Hart's going to get it in from the paint. Juliana Hart coming up with 6 points off the bench. 33 seconds to play. They throw it across. Young Walter nearly picked it off. Ball is loose on the floor. We'll have a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Dogs. Or excuse me, no, it did favor the Tribe. Hart going to get it over to Stogner, Avery Stogner. Stogner now back to Hart, who's played well coming off the bench. They're trying to find her again underneath. And then now the Bulldogs back it away in a 2-on-1. Throw up there by Richter. Putback is no good. Kimbrough gets the rebound, and Young Walter is not going to get it all the way. And that'll do it. So at the end of the game, the Bulldogs take down a Tribe tonight, 61-43, the final score, and a tough defeat for the Indians, who once again fall victim. Bulldogs snap a losing streak. They snapped their 7-game losing streak, and the Indians fall prey to the Dogs. We thank you for joining us for this presentation of Mascoutah Indian girls basketball. Stay tuned to the Mascoutah Indian Sports Network. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, we'll get the boys pregame show started. We thank you for joining us once again. Owen Dressler saying so long for now from Mascoutah High School. Boys coming up in just a few minutes.